Hey y'all, get ready for Conversations with Deborah Franklin. Sit back, relax, grab you something to drink because we're getting ready to dive right in with conversations for the grown and sexy.
Hello, everybody. What's up? What's up? Yo, I am so excited about tonight. We have a special guest coming on here that is going to she going to rock your socks off tonight. And I just wanted to get on here. And, tonight's show is going to be different. Tonight's show is talking about, it's funny. It's funny, y'all. Because so many times in this time and in this season, we have forgotten to laugh. We have forgotten to enjoy ourselves. We have gotten so caught up in the mundane and everything that is happening around us that we have really forgotten to laugh. And so that's what, you have to remember that even laughter is good for the soul. Laughter is definitely good for the soul. And you have to remember that because that helps you get through. Because sometimes people say, you laugh at so much stuff. I say, y'all, sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying. But I'm not going to hold you with that because I'm so excited about our guest that's going to be on tonight. Purple is... Girl, thank you. I'm not gonna keep you too long tonight because something just popped in my spirit tonight. And all this week, I have been dealing with telling your story. I have been dealing with putting voice to your story. And y'all know I always go to the word of God because it's like when you think about what is going on in your life, you have to know that you have got to learn to speak your truth. 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 You cannot live anybody else's life. You cannot live in the shadows of anybody else. You have got to learn to live as you and be okay with being you. Because a lot of times you're not getting where you want to get because you're not being you. You have been afraid to laugh out loud. You have been afraid to tell somebody what you really feel. Y'all, guess what? It's okay to use that 2-letter word, no, and be firm with your no. And if they say why, you know what? This is one time I tell you, act like your mama because I said so. And that's okay. Be okay with that because you have got to learn to be you again and love you and be okay with saying no to what's going on because you don't have to be a yes person because you know what? Being a yes person will get you off of your purpose, get you off of that road to your destiny because you're saying yes to so many things that you have not even been able to accept who you are and whose you are and what you are doing. Because if you continue to say yes, you're going to be blocked out from what's really going on. You have got to learn how to say no, and it's okay. It really is okay. Now we're going to look at 2 Corinthians 2:17. For we are not like many, peddling that word right there, peddling the word of God. But as from sincerity, but as from God, we speak in Christ and in the sight of God. And what I want to go back to is peddling the word. That right there, peddling the word. So many of you, especially my church girl CEOs, or those of us that grew up in the church, we tend to think that we can't tell our story and develop it into multiple streams of income because we feel like we're selling our gift, but we are not. Because y'all, I tell y'all all the time, Proverbs 18:16, a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. God has put a gift or talent in every person that the world will make room for. It is this gift that will enable you to fulfill vision. Did I hear somebody say something? Your gift will help you fulfill vision. In order for you to do what you need to do and be who you have been called to be, you have got to let your gift make room for you. You cannot be ashamed to walk in your plan and in your purpose. You cannot be ashamed to be who God has called you to be. You cannot be ashamed and hide behind old thought processes because you were created to this. It is time for you to let your voice be heard. It is time for you to take over the world because your voice needs to be heard. I have been saying this. I have been shouting this. My new thing that I've been doing is like, stop whispering and start yelling. You have got to learn to start yelling what you are doing. Stop hiding behind this. Oh, they're not gonna like me. Oh, they're gonna say this. Oh, that is not what God has called you to do. God has put a burning fire and desire in you for you to take over the marketplace. God has put a fire and desire in you for you to take over the radio waves, to take over the television waves. Heck, take over the cable stations. God has put it in you. Now it is time for you to use it. Step out on faith and do it. You cannot sit on the sidelines anymore. You have had time. God has given us all time to reorganize and re-strategize what we're doing. God is opening up doors for you that you have got to be ready to walk in. God is going to be turning people away. God is, you know what? All you got to do is start thinking, God, you got to send me the people that I'm supposed to operate with. You got to send me the people that I'm supposed to operate with. And when you start saying that, God is going to start showing you, people are going to start coming out the woodworks. You're going to start getting people that know how to do your graphics, know how to do your marketing, know how to do your podcast, know how to help you set up your TV station, know how to help you to write your book, know how to help you to start your business, know how to help you to get your credit straight, know how to help you to do whatever you need to do, buy a house, buy a car. Yeah, I know I said, oh, material things. But most of all, you're going to be growing in the grace and the spirit of God. Because when you grow in grace and spirit, you're going to see things happen and change. Yeah, you're going to see things happen and change. Because I am like messed all the way up. Messed all the way up because I've been sharing my testimony with you guys. Well, actually, y'all know, those that know me know I'm so transparent. I have been on the journey that I've been on for this past year or so. Well, no, 2 years. Let's just say 2 years. I have, it's really been a challenge. I have had to figure things out that I never thought that I would. I have had to experience some things that I never thought that I would experience. And all I could do was go into a but God situation because I don't know how to say this, but it's like a lot of times people think that from the outside looking in that you got it all together. I'm talking today. I'm just talking for motivational moment. You know, they look at you, they think you got it together. They look at you, you got the house, the car, the kids, the this, the that. And you're like, wow, they don't even know what I've had to go through. They don't know that I had to deal with somebody. I had to deal with physical abuse, verbal abuse. They didn't know that I had to deal with not growing up in the household with my family. Not me. I'm just saying in general for somebody that's listening. Because that's what you've been thinking. You've been thinking that, you know, they don't even know my story, but they got time to judge me. They don't even know if they just had 30 seconds in my shoes, they don't know the bouts of depression or the bouts of loneliness that I've had to experience. They don't know that I've had to deal with broken relationship after broken relationship. They don't know that it looks like I have a close relationship with people and I really don't. They've been assuming all of these things. They don't know that you come home every night by yourself. And you know what I'm here to tell you? It's okay. It's okay. Let them continue to do what they're doing because God is getting ready to rise you up. And when you really truly empty yourself of depending on other people to, how can I say this? To affirm you. That's what it is right there. When you stop depending on people to affirm you, then you are going to be so in a different place. And you're going to be like, I ain't need them. I ain't need them. I ain't have to do all of that. I'm just saying, you're gonna be like, whatever. That's right, James. What's up? You gonna be like, whatever. You gonna be saying to them, take that. Because in the back of your mind, take that, devil. They don't know how long you was in that hospital bed. All they know is that you have rose up and you are being the greatest thing that God has called you to do. All you know is that God is shifting you. You are in the midst of a shift. And I've said we have been talking about the shifting and the changing and the adjusting. But now you have to be ready for the shifting and the adjusting. Because now God has put you through, I'll let you go all through that. So now that you can tell your story, now you can share with the world that, yeah, you might be looking at me thinking that I got them all that in a bag of chips, but baby, I'm crumbling on the inside. I have had to, you can tell people, because just like in the scripture, it says, y'all, we just talked about this. You are not peddling the word like the other people. You are using what you've gone through as your testimony to convince them that they are worthy, that they too can make it, that they too can go out and save the world or their piece of it. You got to realize and help them realize that you represent something that they would have never thought of. You have been, I like to say this, you have been like the butterfly. But your cocoon, you were growing and you were stretching, but you was also going through a lot of foolishness. You were going through people stabbing you in the back, people talking about you, people spitting on you, real, for physically and mentally spitting on you, and you know what I mean. You have had to experience things that you thought that, oh, I'm done. I'm not going to shift anymore. Oh, I'm done. I'm not going to have to experience this anymore. But guess what? God has no reason to lie. Because if you have not done what God has told you to do, or God has showed you that you're going to do, then you have to make a shifting. You have got to learn how to step outside of your comfort zone. That's right, Dr. J. She said, I'm in the midst of my shift. Have to be ready to adjust. Most definitely. You have got to be ready for the shift and be ready to adjust. Be ready to jump in. It's almost like, they say like playing double dutch. Now, I never did that as a kid, but I've seen other people do it. And it's like, you got to be ready to just jump in and just do what you're doing. And guess what? I've heard it so many times. People have said you have got to learn how to operate in fear. You have got to learn how to take that leap of faith in fear, because you know what? That fear is the evidence of objects. What is it? Fear is the evidence of something that ain't there. Just know that ain't right. I can't think of the thing. If y'all know it, tell me. But it's like, you cannot let fear take over you. And sometimes when we operate in fear, we tend to do things a little different. Now, some of you might operate in the last minute, because if you're not on that deadline, you messed up. But you have got to learn how to take the leap. You have got to learn how to remember, excuses feed procrastination. Procrastination is the killer of your success. That's also what happens when you have too much fear. You start dealing in the area of procrastination. A lot of times we procrastinate not because we don't know how to do it. We procrastinate because we are fearful of success. We are fearful of walking where we're supposed to walk. We are fearful of doing what we are supposed to do. This is why we can't make it to the next level, because we're using fear as an excuse. We're using finances as an excuse. We're using lack of knowledge as an excuse. We're using I didn't come from the right pedigree as an excuse. We're using nobody want to hear my voice as an excuse. We're using I had a kid out of wedlock as an excuse. We're using I had a kid while I was in high school. Y'all, them kids is grown. You also using as excuse, I'm divorced. I'm this, I'm that. Get over it. because those excuses are going to hinder you from making it to the level that you are supposed to be operating in. So many of us could be so much further if we learn to break that yoke that's around our necks of what we have experienced, and that yoke of fear and that yoke of procrastination. We have got to learn how to break it and move to that next level. We have got to learn that we have been called and destined. And I keep saying that because somebody needs to hear it. Dr. J said, ouch. But y'all, we have got to know in our nona, as some people say. We've got to know in our nona that what that gift that is deposited into you is the gift that God has given you to share with the world. Now, let's think about the talents. When the king gave the servants the talents, are you gonna hide yours under the rock and bring God back what he gave you? Or are you gonna go out and multiply it like the one that ended up getting blessed? I promise you, I want to be the one that's activating in the multiplication, because that's where I want to be. That's where I want to operate in. I want to operate in the multiplication. And some of you, okay, so now let me just go ahead and be real. Some of you are using the excuse of this should have happened years ago. This should have happened 5, 10, 15, when I was younger, when I didn't have any kids. But you know what? God has a reason for letting you not do it when you wanted to do it, when you thought you should do it. Some of us needed to go through the training. Some of us had to get to the point where we trusted God with everything. Some of us didn't need to be connected to the people that you were connected to, because you have got to be ready to step out on faith and do what you're called to do. Because when you start to getting shaped in what you're doing, God will show you where you're supposed to be. And then the other piece that I really like and that I'm experiencing right now, God will let foolishness shift off of you real quick. God will put you in a place where you be like, well, wait a minute, I ain't do nothing to them. Why they mad at me? Why they kick me to the curb? And you know what? It's okay. You know why I say that? Because they weren't supposed to be in your sphere anyway. I'm getting ready to be real transparent. Y'all, I was working on a project and I thought that I was supposed to sign with this particular company. And they were like, oh, we can't we're not doing this. I was like, but I just said I just needed to check and make sure my team was ready. And then they just went somewhere else. And I was like, okay, God, what is going on? Then I had a phone call and 3 other ladies said, let's do this together. So now we have put a team together that I don't even have to work hard to get things done. I don't even have to work hard. It's like I won't have to have that learning curve that's out there. So guys, nothing else from this motivational moment tonight. Get over the fear. And remember, excuses feed procrastination, and procrastination is the killer of your success, because you cannot operate in that place anymore. And if you have got to put 2 Corinthians 2:17 up on your wall, do it. Because know that you are not peddling the word of God. You are showing your gift and using your gift to reach the masses. Well, all right, guys, I love you to life, and I'm so excited about our guest. Yes, y'all, our guest is in the building. So I will have our guest with us right after these messages. Y'all don't even know. Y'all know I like having new people, getting to meet new people. And especially what she talking about, because y'all already know I love to laugh. So she getting ready to tell us why. You know, it's funny, y'all. So I will be right back after these messages.
Church Girl CEO, for women who are leaders in ministry and business, are looking for you to join our Facebook group where we encourage each other every day. We have Motivational Monday, Tip Tuesday, and now we have Feature Friday, where you will get to be featured with your business. Now, everyone should write a book. And if you're ready to tell your story before the end of the year, then you need to visit www.writethebook.com and be like these other authors of truth. And you got this. Register today.
Well, y'all, it is time for me to bring up our guest. It's getting ready to be fire up in here. Hey, girl. Hey. How are you, Melanin?
Love and laughter. I am divinely guided and protected. How are you?
I am wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I am so excited to meet you tonight and to chat with you about what you are doing. Why don't you go ahead and share with everybody who you are and what you do?
Alrighty. I am Melanin B of Holistically Hilarious. I'm mostly known as Holistically Hilarious. I am a laugh coach and a laughologist. I assist people to create internal sunshine and internal joy with laughter. And I do that with laughter yoga, laughter meditation, and online courses, and also virtual workshops and in-person ceremonies in Los Angeles.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's just dive right in. First of all, when I saw a laugh coach, I said, wait a minute now, what all that mean? Because I'm like, you got to really coach somebody on how to laugh. What does that really mean? Because I know I laugh, because sometimes I know I can be a little goofy, but what does that really mean?
Well, a laugh coach is actually really necessary and needed because a lot of people actually suffer from seriousness. And suffer from seriousness and also have a lot of stress in their lives. So what I do is assist people I help people to come up with a strategic plan to alleviate and eliminate and possibly just remove it permanently from their life by helping them to see the bigger picture with laughter, because laughter is a medicine that releases endorphins throughout your body. So when you're stressing, you're releasing cortisol. And when you suffer from seriousness, when stressful situations occur in your life, you handle it from a stressful point of view. You don't even see that it could be a possible outcome that could really benefit you and the person involved and eliminate the situation. But you already are stressed. You already suffer from seriousness. You already have this negative outlook on life. So when stressful situations occur, that's all you see is more stress. You don't even see a silver lining. So when you add more laughter into your life, where you simulate it like 3 times a day, in the AM and noon and at night, it helps you to reduce the cortisol, and then over time eventually eliminate it. And when you begin to do that, it changes your chemical reaction within your body, and you begin to see things more differently because you're operating from a place of joy internally and not so stressed. So a lot of people out here really need that type of a coaching, because some of these situations in their lives, from childhood into adulthood, they have not been able to have outlets to release. And laughter is a really great outlet to release, and it's something you can do on your own or with a laugh coach such as myself, through one of my laughter yoga classes or a one-on-one session. So that's something that I'm really grateful for, what it is that I do, because I didn't even realize how needed it was, and how a lot of people really don't have their internal sunshine lit. It's really dull, and they need someone to just assist them, to remind them that it's their birthright to be joyful and to be happy and smiling, and things like that is really great for your health and your wellness.
Wow. I'm speechless. and I can't even. Normally, that's not a statement that comes out of my mouth. Because I'm like, I never thought that was even a science behind this. Not saying that we don't know that there's a science behind everything, but I never thought about it like this, because I had never even heard of seriousness. So how would somebody know that they're even suffering from seriousness?
Well, you would just always have like a gray cloud over your head. Like you can't find, your sense of humor is like literally gone. Like you can't even recognize a joke if it like landed in your lap. somebody would have to say something to you like that was really funny, and you would be like, wow, I'm not laughing. Like, and sometimes that's not easy for you to do, to realize like, wow, when was the last time I just really like laughed and been present in the moment. So people that's really have stressful jobs, that have a lot of tasks that they have to do every day, a lot of these people really suffer from seriousness, and it takes like self-awareness to really to realize it. Like, when was the last time I added joy into my life, or done something that was just fun and didn't have a serious outcome, or anything that was necessarily could have been graded, or it could be held accountable against me, or anything like that. So it would take like some accountability and self-awareness and things like that. Normally, sometimes the people around you notice it before you, because they'll say, "Hey, you're a party pooper." Like, it's not really fun to be around you.
Wow.
And yeah, and sometimes you can just turn into a serious person as life begins to just happen. So it's like, wow, I let life start, taking my joy from me, because I started taking everything too serious.
Wow. Wow.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's because sometimes, because growing up, you to me, it's like, as a kid, you're always happy, you always laughing, you always this, you always that, until somebody tells you, oh, you just silly, oh, you laugh too much. So do you think that can lead to somebody falling into that world of seriousness because of something of that type of trauma? Even though, I mean, it even sounds kind of weird to even say that was trauma as a child, but I just think about how many times kids are told to stop laughing, stop playing, stop this. Oh, you play too much. Could that stem from that?
Yes, actually, that really can. That's how a lot of it actually starts, because that's subconscious programming. Yeah, so subconsciously, that's where it stems from, is being told to like always be still, and be, and don't move. You know what I'm saying? Just really be robotic.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of children actually suffer from seriousness, because I work with children that really serious. Yeah, because they have serious parents, so their tasks are not as fun as like outdoors. It's like a lot of electronics. It's simulated, virtual. For their brain, it's not like actually outside in dirt playing with children, having that childlike fun.
Making mud pies.
Yes, making mud pipes, getting dirt, and and different things like that. And then now, with everything that's going on, it's really hard for a child to be a child, because
Mm-hmm.
seriousness is so enforced right now. So it's really a time now to just remind children that it's still okay to be a child. So yeah, seriousness does not have an age limit, depending on the environment of the person that being inflicted by it.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Again, you flooring me, honey. Cause you, it's like, I'm just amazed. I get, again, because I've never thought about seriousness. Because I guess, because and then what about people that you think that laugh, quote unquote, laugh too much? So can we have extremes of this, where you can be seriousness, and then the extreme of just laughing at everything? I mean, is that such a thing?
At one point in time, it was considered a thing. It was considered a mental illness to laugh too much. Yes, it was frowned upon, and it felt like you had lost control, like you were out of control of your own emotions.
Shut
And
the door.
yes, like if you were literally like shunned out if you were to laugh. That's where like shy laughter come from. When people laugh like this,
Yeah.
it's because like they're hiding their joy. And laughter is the audible expression of joy. So when you're joyful internally, you're going to audibly express it with laughter. So to be extremely like joyful and express it through laughter is actually really great,
Mhm.
because it brings balance to the world. So it's like you're a rare gem. Like, wherever you go, you bring sunshine, and that's a beautiful position to be in life. Not even just now, but just all in your total existence is very beautiful. I love it, because I'm very silly. I'm serious about my silliness. Like, I'm very silly a lot, but then I also have balance where, because I like when me running, I get silly. Like me and my son was racing, and we was like on your march, you said, and then I started laughing when I took off. Like just I couldn't even run. I was laughing so hard. But like I was like, okay, I need to like get it together so I can run. Me going to the gym, I like laugh. So sometimes I just, I just laugh it out because I'll have the automatic giggles.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've been like that since I was a little girl, where people couldn't like sit by me in class. I was always a jokester and things like that. They would get in trouble, my friends, because they couldn't control themselves. So, finding balance is always great, but it's not bad. It's really actually great, and it shows a sign of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
It shows a sign of true power because you are able to express yourself like wherever you are. You're just who you are. Sometimes you'll be in your own world, just so joyful, and then some people will say, "I really love your energy," and you be like, "Oh, thanks," and you don't even really recognize that you're doing, I'm saying, something, but to them, you're just so outstanding. Like your aura is everything. So it's really a gift. It really is a gift.
Wow, I would have never even thought of that even being a gift, because so many times, I mean, I know I've met people, they say, "Oh my God, it's just something about you that's just different." I just, your, and like you said, your aura. And I'm like, but I ain't do nothing. I ain't say nothing. So does that, I mean, it seems like people that are able to laugh at things and not take things so seriously, does that help? Again, that goes back to that stressful, being able to deal with stress in a different way. Now I wish I could. I'm sorry, because I meant to say this first. I really wish I could laugh and go to the gym, because I really talk about going to the gym make me cry. But anyway, we go. That ain't a comedy session for me, baby. I'll be like, no, oh, I'm so sorry. I couldn't resist that one. But it's like, let me get myself together. Lord, I'm supposed to be interviewing you and I'm being silly. But anyway, it's like, how can people, I guess, what is a tip that you could give somebody to start working on? No, I'm sorry, I don't want to go there. We ain't doing tips yet. No, we get ready to talk about this yoga, because that's what I didn't understand. What the world is laugh yoga?
Laughter yoga is voluntary laughter exercises until it becomes involuntary. So it's breath work, it's breathing. Laughter, yes, because that's what laughter boils down to, is prana, breathing in fresh air, fresh, rich oxygen air.
Wow.
So that's what it's really about. So laughter yoga, laughter meditation is just really breath work. And it helps you to, of course, exhale all residual air out your lungs. So you're just doing laughter exercises, and basically that's really it. And so you can teach the laughter exercise, of course, that I've learned in school, but then I also created my own to make it more like real-time healing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because laughter is something that can be used in every avenue piece of your life, because every part of your life needs more joy,
mm-hmm.
more relaxation, more compassion, more high vibrational energy, to see the bigger picture. I have not found a place yet where I couldn't see laughter to help it make the situation better. Because laughter, right hand man, is humor. So when you have a good sense of humor, that helps with resilience. It helps with healing. It helps with dealing with transitional situations in your life. So when you are able to simulate both of those into your life, it just really helps you to get through things a little more easier. So laughter yoga is the practice of that. It's to help you build up something I like to teach laugh or stay. That's the word that I've created, called laugh or stay. So when I teach laughter yoga, I like to use real-time healing laughter exercises to assist you to heal in your real life, whether it be on the road driving. I have an exercise called laughter horn, where you honk on your laughter horn. Things like that. When you wake up,
I like it. So you just basically
Yes.
You know what? Okay. So you already know I teach by day, so I'm going to the classroom. I'm using that one. Y'all got to push the laughter horn. Y'all working my nerves.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
It's
it's
really
cool.
great.
Thank you.
Yes. And then when you start your day, it's always great to set the tone for how you want your day to be. So you can do something called yawn and laugh, or stretch and laugh. And that helps to send out joy into the energy into the universe so you can get it back into your rest of your day. It sets the tone. It really does. Yeah.
That's amazing because I guess because we've gotten so used to put your affirmations on your window. Say God gonna do it in the next 30 days, or I'm blessed and highly favored. We're so used to saying the affirmations, but it seems like it would be really cool to not only do the affirmation but give it some movement, because now it's almost like it's symbolizing putting your affirmation in action. If that, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like,
Yes.
that's like really, ooh, yeah, I kind of like that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Because
laughter raises your vibrations. So
yeah,
when you're saying your affirmations and you're laughing, it's hoping to enforce it. It's hoping to amplify, because you're raising your vibrations and you're sending out the frequency, because everything is energy. So when we are sending out the frequency, we are able to truly be in alignment with the words that we're speaking.
that right there is blowing me away. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm just being honest, because sometimes, and when you talked about laughing in transition, a lot of people are going through transition now, and they don't want to admit that it feels funny, or that it's hurting, or that they have fear. Because we talked about fear earlier in the show, and it's like, what could be some tips to help with the transition? Because some people are transitioning jobs, some people are transitioning to being at home all the time. Even though some things are opening up a little bit, you're still this is the crazy part. Now you got to figure out how to transition from being virtual to now being back with people. And I know it's still kind of hard for me, but what are some tips that you would give people during a transition? And then I just thought about it. Some people have actually even moved, like physically moved during this time that we're in. So what are some tips would you give somebody to help with that transition and not falling into those bouts of depression, or falling into those bouts of not trying to get it together, of not being able to get it together?
Go with the flow and trust the process. And allow laughter to and allow laughter to help you see the bigger picture. Like, literally intentionally utilize it as a tool to tap into the joy and the bliss of what it is you're manifesting, whatever it is that you're happening. Because right now is a really great time to be a part of creating your reality, by understanding that sometimes things have to fall apart in order to come together. So when you really allow your faith to lead you instead of your fears, you will find joy in the fact that you trust what's happening, and that you are a conscious co-creator, and that everything is always happening for your highest, greatest good. So laugh at fear when you feel it pulling up, and just replace that negative thought with a positive one immediately. So it's about intentionally and willingly wanting to do it. So it's stimulating you some laughter. So creating a hilarious mindset is what I like to call it. So when thoughts pull up that are negative, because they're going to happen, because you're in transition and you don't know what's going on, but you got to still stay in control of the thought, so that negative thought won't run wild and begin to manifest into your reality. So just immediately snatch it up, you know what I'm saying, laugh at it, and then release it and let it go.
Wow. You said snatch it up, laugh at it, release it, and let it go. I like that. Mm-hmm. That right there. That. Yes. See, I like that, honey. Laugh at that thing and just let it go. Because because so many times people hold on to things. And and I guess because I work with women that are heavy in the church, and it's like a lot of times, people always saying, just lay it on the altar and leave it there. I like this version. Lay it on the altar, laugh at it, and just let that thing go and be done. I like that. I like that. I like it because I don't know. It's just something about this whole situation of being in transition and laughing at it, it just blows my mind. It blows my mind. I guess because I don't take certain things so serious. But I guess, now that I know it got a name, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I am so excited because a lot of times, okay, so a lot of times what I have seen too with people that are able to let things go fairly easy, they tend to be taken advantage of. How can somebody, as you said, find that balance so they're not taken advantage of, they're not looked down upon, or maybe even targeted to being, oh, you just silly or whatever? How can somebody bring that in to find the balance of of that situation?
Setting healthy boundaries and sticking to it, and really setting them with yourself. How far you're going to, and because it's not about exterior. It's not about what other people are really doing to you. It's about what you're allowing. So that's when you got to sometimes, look at yourself and laugh and say, wow, I really allowed that to happen. Get it together. Like, no more. Like, you cannot keep allowing that into your aura because it's disturbing your peace and it's not helping you to stay within your highest vibration when you keep allowing people to cross your line. So really just set the tone for how you really want to be respected and how you want people to show up in your life, and stick to it, and be okay with those who are not willing to respect it because they're not meant to be in your life. So just laugh and release them and let them go.
I like it. I like it. But what about the ones that say, well, I can't let them go just yet. They owe me money. I can't let them go just yet because they need to come get their stuff. I can't let them go just yet because I'm not sure I'm ready to let them go. What do you say to that?
Well, sometimes, some people want closure, and sometimes closure can leave you still playing with a wound that's really need to be closed already, just personally. But sometimes, you do have certain things with people that you may want to just put them on a release. That's what I call it, because I have a difference between the release and a release. Because a release is when they can re-enter, possibly, when they get their act right, when they are able to respect your healthy boundaries, then they can re-enter. But that's when you do like a probationary period where you have to see if they can earn the rights back into your life, because you have to really be protective of your peace. And it's so important, because that's how you protect your joy and your smile. It's not by just allowing everybody to just put their energy on you, right, and just inflict their life on you. So just really setting healthy boundaries is so important, and knowing how you want people to be in your life. And if you want to give them a second chance, just be willing to accept whatever happens on that second go around, because you already knew how it went the first time. So we just got be more like, okay, honesty with ourselves is so important, because then that's when you're able to like laugh at yourself as well. Like, I just be really tripping sometimes. Like, I just really allowed that. Like, whoa, that's why they thought they was able to. I was allowing it. Let me get it together.
Yep. Sometimes you do have to just look in the mirror and just laugh at yourself, because we be like, you know what, that was real foolish. You was real foolish right now. But I'm so glad you reached back and got yourself together.
Got it all the way together, honey.
Because it's like, when you do silly stuff, it's just silly, and you like. But what I do believe is that so many times we go through stuff to be able to tell that story later. So what made you go get into Holistically Hilarious? What made you get into this whole thing of laughter therapy? What motivated you to get to take on this mantle of helping people get over, for lack of better say, get over themselves and move to that next level?
Well, I've always had a comedic approach to life in general from a very young age. And so as I got older, I knew that I wanted to be some form of an entertainer. I just didn't know what kind. In high school, I dabbled in certain things, but it really wasn't for me at that time, because I was still developing my character, I guess, in life. And so when I was like 2 years ago living in Houston, Texas, 2018, in the springtime, I had created Holistically Hilarious, because I was like, I wanted to be an edutainer. Not an entertainer, but an edutainer. I wanted to educate people. And so I started doing like educational sketch comedy. And
Mm-hmm.
then Spirit was like, go deeper. And then somehow laughter yoga came into my life. And then I got certified as a laughter yoga coach. And then I started studying laughter deeper, and started studying laughology, and then became a laughologist, which is self-proclaimed, but I just really studied the science of laughter for the mind, body, soul, and spirit. And so then my life is really hilarious. So everything is just like a mirror, because we are reflections of each other always.
Mm-hmm.
So my stories and the things that I've been through, I've been able to transmute them and find humor in my healing and happiness in my hurt. And it has been able to be inspiring to people around the world. So I just literally tell my story from a comedic standpoint. And that is how everything is unfolding, basically.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. I love it because honestly, what it sounds like is that you've taken your love of laughter and turned it around, and now you're able to help other people find their love for laughter. And I applaud that because a lot of times when we're operating in our gifts, and we with people like how you operate in your gift and don't even know it or whatever. And I really like it that you are operating in what you know that you have been your God-given gift that you are called to do, and didn't sit on it because other doors didn't open. So with those doors that close, that motivates you to move even further. And now I'm an H-Town girl too. So did those doors, how did those doors closing or those transitions help also motivate you to take that next step?
It showed me that wasn't the path that I was supposed to take,
Mm-hmm.
and to stay course with laughter therapy. It showed me that it was a career and a purpose is different things. So really trying to build a career was almost like chasing my dreams and my destiny, when I needed to just walk in my purpose, and everything that I thought was a career would already be tied into the purpose. So it allowed me to let things move more smoothly when I just stopped trying to go in the direction that I shouldn't go. It just really led me to narrow the path.
Oh my gosh. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is so powerful. And just letting the path, just following the path. Well, tonight we have definitely gotten to our limit. I'm going to let you close out by just giving people some 2 or 3 tips and how they can find you. And the floor is yours.
All right. Well, most definitely, I want to first give thanks for you allowing me to share what it is that I do on your platform with your audience. Laugh or stay. And most definitely, please follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. It's all holistically hilarious. HOLISTICALLY. And it's hilarious. HEALARIOUS, because we are healing with laughter. And the tips I would like to leave tonight is to laugh at petty things, because joy is your superpower. Don't forget to always save yourself, because you are a superhero within your own right. And number 2, if it's small enough to skip, it's not big enough to trip. Inhale love, exhale laughter, and keep it pushing. Create more joy within your life by allowing yourself to see the silver lining in all situations, and by choosing to laugh and stay within your highest vibration at least 3 times a day: morning, noon, and night.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. See, now you're gonna make me want to go try to figure out how to be a laughologist. I like that. I really like that. I like that. Hey, CEO sis. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She said, "Joy is my superpower." I know that's right. Joy is definitely our superpower. Yes, and I really do like when you said, "Inhale, inhale." What again? What are we inhaling?
Inhale love.
Inhale love.
Exhale laughter.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
Yes, that is one of my most popular exercises.
Different. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's amazing. Yo, you know I can be here all night laughing and talking about this, but you know, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing with our audience. And y'all know you can find us always on conversationsdeborahfranklin.com. And you already know I love you to life and ain't nothing else you can do about it. So y'all have a great, great evening. Peace.